Okay, here we go. Starfield. Get me excited. We got 2 months. Get me on the hype train for the marketing push.
God, it is 2 months, isn't it? Or 3 months.
Don't say 3.
It's September. It's now just June.
Smell that song.
I love that song. The guy who does their soundtracks is just banger.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to Bethesda Game Studios. You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here, and that's thanks to all of you. From the Elder Scrolls to Fallout, we love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout all that time, we'd often talk about and dream up the space game. What if we could take that feeling of being who you want to be and exploring a new world, but set it in space, where you weren't really limited in where you could go or what you could do? And that is Starfield. Obviously, we've come a long way since then with the games we've built, our technology, and all of us here in the studio. We've done so much together, but, well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today, you'll get to hear from many on the team and see so much of what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look.
All right.
Starfield is our first new universe in over 25 years. But it's still a Bethesda RPG through and through, where you step into a new world and you get that
it's gonna be filled with
feeling
bugs.
of unlimited possibilities. But this time, it's not just one world. It's over 1,000 worlds. Because the choice of where to go, it's not ours, it's yours. And it wasn't until now that we had the technology to create it. From the rocks at your feet, to the mountains in the distance, to the people and creatures that live in these worlds. That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too. We realistically simulate
if they have orbits,
the
that's
galaxy
so cool.
around you. Our next-generation lighting model uses real-time global illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere.
It's the same thing they're using for Star Citizen.
We also have an all-new
Real-time global
animation
illumination
system.
stuff.
And of course, you can play it in third person, and you can play it in first person. We love
really like the little
exploration and
compass.
rewarding it, but you do explore differently in this game given its scale. That usually involves exploring an
Very No
area
Man's
you've
Sky.
landed in. You can collect resources,
No HUDs, I like it.
do a mission, and maybe even stumble upon something unexpected.
Beams! Yes. Very
My man just
76,
float.
Fallout 76. Yeah. He's got jetpack on the back, I think, so. Or is it just maybe low gravity?
Yeah, it looks like low gravity.
Yeah, low gravity.
Oh. Ouch.
Oof.
Gunplay looks interesting.
It looks. I
love stuff and all
don't
of the
doubt that
items
gunplay is
allow you
good.
to
It's
pick everything up.
Fallout 4
And
is
you can
the
view
best
all
gunplay
that
they've ever done.
in your data menu. This is the hub for everything you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail in every object, from all of your weapons to spacesuits to food. We just obsess over the details, and food. We obsess over food. When you're done exploring,
they should hook
you
up
can
with
walk back
CIG.
or fast travel
Talk
to
about these things.
your ship. We have
They
companions and
obsess
crew
over
you can
food
take
too.
with you, I
They
left
need to-
Bosco here back at my ship,
Welcome back, Captain Howard.
and he can even say your name. Let's head out.
It's just like whatever his name from
Our mission was to convey the
from Fall 4.
wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the romance of the golden age
important to remember
of early spaceflight. And we've
it's a
referred to this
cutscene.
approach
You
as
leave
NASA
planets.
Punk.
Codsworth, thank you.
This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded and relatable.
Stellaris, I
For
like
us,
it.
it's that contrast. That's where the visual interest is. Obviously, the NASA, which is the rigid, hard function over style, and then Punk, which is all about style.
You can see that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home for you and your crew. And like many of the spaces in our
looks
game,
so
it has
good.
a slightly retro and analog touch. A bit of lo-fi rather than sci-fi, where everything is well used, worn, and lived in.
Alrighty.
The
What's
Drake
your plan,
style.
Captain?
Yeah.
This is your star map. It starts
This
with
is
the
what I
planet
wanted
you're
from
currently
Andromeda.
on. You can see all
Yeah.
of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations.
So you can land
Backing
anywhere.
out further, you can view
So you can land
all
anywhere.
the planets
Okay.
in the system. Obviously, the game is big, and it's here you can
I
see
love how it
planets that have
visualizes
key
the gravity
locations,
wells.
missions, or life on them, versus the many planets that are barren but resource-heavy. Zoom out even further to see all the systems in this part of the galaxy. Here, you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This uses your ship's grav drive to fold space and jump to these systems. And you will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump to the most distant ones. But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri
Okay.
system, where we can find the city
Oh
of
my
New
god,
Atlantis.
this is what I've wanted.
Yeah. An open world where you kind of just go with missions you can
space
do.
RPG. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Finally.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo.
Oh god, he can't even get out of this stupid stop and scan.
At New Atlantis.
Oh.
As soon as you land in a city like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided upwards to just these boundless, vast buildings.
It's the biggest city we've ever made, not just in size, but also in the amount of custom art.
Yeah, I'm getting freelancer
crowds,
vibes, or
and
OG
quests.
freelancer vibes. This is what I'm getting a lot of.
I'm
as.
getting
So the main
love
focus when we're
vibes. I'm
designing
falling
a
in
city is
love.
obviously what supports the story.
It's great.
We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a colony war memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
It's paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
Buddy, it's coffee.
It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
Buddy, it's coffee. It's single player, yes, not multiplayer.
We have a lot to talk about.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of seen as this mythical group. Most people don't even know they exist anymore. They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the answers to some of humanity's biggest questions.
The artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you. The artifact, if you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god. Look at how it's coming together.
That means there's a set built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems and Constellation's financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and Barrett.
You know what I hate about these pirates? Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
Oh,
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first of many you'll embark on. The settled
Barrett the one who's
systems
calling
is
about
home to
settlements?
all kinds of different
Yes.
stories, people, and adventures for you to uncover.
I think it's the same voice actor, to be fair. There's the Bethesda dead face. Yep.
The United Colonies is where you'll find New Atlantis, the first major human settlement in space. The people who live here value law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity. They consider themselves the true children of Earth.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
New Atlantis isn't the only city within the United
Citizen
Colonies.
service guarantees citizenship.
The city of Sidonia on Mars to this day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies. Beyond the United Colonies reach,
11 days without
you might
incident.
find yourself in a
11
much
hours.
more wild and independent coalition of star systems.
No co-op. Yeah, single player.
This is
They've
Freestar
not been working
Collective
on this
Space.
for 25 years. I think about 8.
The capital of the Freestar
Yeah,
Collective
I mean, it's been in
is
planning
Aquila
and
City.
development for 25 years.
Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition to do what's best for the people.
Neon started
Get that
out as
Firefly
a
vibe.
fishing platform, but is now known throughout the settled systems as a pleasure city where almost anything goes.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely
Vegas.
isn't the job for you.
Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today for our future tomorrow.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
Outside the bounds of civilized space, there are
face
still
graphics.
plenty of unclaimed systems
Yeah,
to explore.
it's so
but
stiff.
These areas are also home to the most hostile factions in the galaxy.
The great serpent hungers. All heathens shall be made dust in time.
A new zealots.
Face. This is the face of a brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile.
They think the galaxy is
Crimson
theirs.
Fleet.
They are wrong. It belongs to the Crimson Fleet. It always has.
In Starfield, we're pushing our cities and settlements further than we ever have before. It's all there, waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
So, ready to get out there?
Wow,
Throughout
look
the
how much
galaxy,
fun they're having.
there are so many things to see.
Yes, so
and
amazing.
stories to experience.
So
The
not
most important
corporate.
story is the one that you tell. I'm the type of person who spends hours in character creation, and I think people are going to be really excited when they see all of the improvements we've made.
One of the biggest overhauls was done through our character generation system. We scanned a wide range of faces from different age groups and ethnicities. And by mixing and matching all that data, we were able to create highly detailed and diverse characters.
We use that exact system to create all of the characters and NPCs you're going to see in the game. So any character you see almost always is a character you could make yourself.
Okay, so you use the same systems.
Hey, come on, come on. Okay, take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
Let me just stare at you.
You start your character creation journey as though you're cycling through employee records. You'll pick from a lineup of 40 presets, and that'll
Okay.
be your starting point.
Argo, just superior.
Your journey from there can be as detailed or as quick as you want it to be. This new system has more to offer than ever before.
It's also the simplest character generation system we've ever had. We let the player get as close as possible to make whatever they want. With the various facial morphs you can blend together, the dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars, piercings, teeth settings, it's a lot, but I think it's the most fun to use.
Character creation is more than just how you look. This is also where you start to decide who you want to be. That's where backgrounds come in. Backgrounds give you a bit of backstory
I like the background system.
and start you out with three basic skills.
From chef to dusty. You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must have crossed to wind up here.
What's great about backgrounds is you never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant, talking to some guy, and suddenly you learn he needs a beast hunter to help track down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional, and they come with their own advantages and disadvantages. You could choose to meet your biggest fan.
By Vectera! Is it really, really you?
He'll join your crew.
Oh God, they brought him back! Oh, I'm so traumatized. The adoring fan from Oblivion.
The same air.
It's the same voice actor too.
My favorite trait is kid stuff.
No.
You have to pay some credits
No.
to support your parents, but they're very sweet and it's really fun to go visit them.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my God!
I came across some hostile zealots in space, but because I had chosen
See,
a
when
trait
people
that made
ask
me the
them,
same
I
religion
mean,
as
the game's
them,
not out
I was
yet,
able
but
to
like
get by
Cyberpunk,
without
people
any
talk
issues.
about, oh, the backstory's fine.
There's another great one.
Yeah,
that
this
gives
is
you a
what you're
damage
looking
buff when
for.
Your health is low, but mercenaries will randomly
Why are
show
the faces
up
like
and
this?
try to
Because
kill
it's Bethesda.
No matter what you choose, there will be plenty of ways for you to tell your story. And if you want to remove a trait, there are ways to do that too.
What a view! It's a feast for the eyes. Off we go to another adventure.
I love. Oh,
We'll let you discover that on your own.
Once you've built the perfect character, that's when your journey can really begin. We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games and put them together to create an all-new skill system. Each time you level up, you get a skill point, which can be used to unlock or rank up skills.
Okay.
Ranks are unlocked by completing challenges associated with that skill.
It's very
Challenges
typical.
become
Like you've seen that a lot with a
increasingly
lot of games
difficult
these days.
as you work your
The
way
skill-
to
that
higher
skill point.
ranks. With our 5 different skill trees and 4 ranks per skill, there's a lot to choose from.
I like the Xenosociology skill because it lets you mind control aliens.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
I like maxing out my physical tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat.
That is, I am going to be probably doing a One Punch Man run where I just punch everyone.
Invest in the skills that suit your playstyle.
I'm very much a stealth player. So, I'm out there pickpocketing everyone. My favorite part about being stealthy is slowly creeping through vents like you're in a movie and then jumping out and springing on people.
Whenever possible, I like to talk my way through situations.
This area's off limits. Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
I'm more of a run and gun player.
Okay.
I like doing that death from above thing where I boost pack over guys and I throw landmines at them.
Landmine gameplay.
I like blowing stuff up.
All right, this has gotten a lot better since the first show. The combat looks a lot better.
They're really passing over a lot of big features, though, for some reason. Like the persuasion system, they just gave like 1 second of screen time.
It's 1 second of screen time, yeah. Maybe they'll go over it a little bit more than some of these details.
All our games. In Starfield are full star systems.
No
with
lock
new
picking,
life,
that kind of stuff. They kind of showed a little bit
resources,
of like
and
lock
adventures.
picking, but
Our team worked hard to strike a balance between fun and realism. We studied data from NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable. From the way we approached planetary atmospheres to the way we placed biomes based on the planet's distance from the sun. Once we had created a grounded world, we could start looking at all the things that make that world fun. When you leave a planet and head into space, you'll be navigating asteroid fields, having chance meetings with interesting strangers, dogfighting in space, and exploring derelict ships.
I think they are allergic to showing more than 20 seconds of gameplay at a time.
It's all
Yeah.
out there.
I think they're just afraid of being too.
That's
It's
what they
about
need to
rewarding
do.
Your curiosity.
We need to see this game
Because
play.
whether it's on the surface of a planet, the alleys of a city, or the vastness of space, you never know what you'll find.
Just give us a solid couple minutes. Come on.
They're going to talk about the spaceship building
It is
thing you
very
can do.
cool. You can build spaceships.
Yeah.
Space exploration is possible thanks to your ship. Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be blown away by the amount of stuff you can do. You can buy a ship.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Customize and upgrade that ship.
God, this is so cool.
And hire a crew to keep it up and running. And it all starts in spaceports. Every spaceport has a ship technician where you can purchase, sell, and modify ships.
Anything I can help you with?
Maybe you start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might
That looked
round
like a
out your
speedy
ship
fighter
roster
for
with
sure.
a hulking space freighter to
Yeah,
run cargo
not
missions.
very,
or
very
even do
fat.
a little smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes. You can
God, I'm gonna make
customize
the
and
stupidest
upgrade
looking spaceship.
everything you see here.
And it's gonna kill
And you have
everything.
2 ways to do that. You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields, or you can deep dive and enter the shipbuilder mode. Here you can change anything, from the systems to the look and layout. Adding a new habitat module can give you more room for crew. Adding cowling can change your ship's overall silhouette.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
An improved grav drive allows for longer distance space jumps. You can even fully customize your paint job to get the exact look you want. The parts you choose to build with
a
don't
hex
just
color.
affect your ship's stats. They'll also affect what you can do inside your ship. You can have modules for crafting or for storing and displaying your weapons. Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers bring their own look and feel to every piece of your ship. From living quarters to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
I
Our
really
modified
hope that
Frontier is a practical ship, so with a
shipbuilding
little
stays
creativity, your ship can look
good.
like almost anything you want.
Like it's not just kind of
It's a bit odd, but one of my
cool
favorite
at
ways
first
of
and then gets old.
customizing ships is I make them look like animals.
Kind of like
The
Outposts?
HMS Platypus, as I called it,
like in the Fallout 4.
Yeah.
where it had a giant tail to it. Then we've done spiders, we've done mechs. So it's really whatever your imagination is.
And while you can
Oh my
build your
God.
home among the stars the way you want to, you're probably not the only person who will call your ship home.
Dude.
Ready to lift off when
the
you are,
ship
Captain.
with you. This is God.
Engine's ready.
The Frontier.
These are your like
You remember how I said Skylines buried SimCity?
These companions can serve
Yeah,
on
like
your
if this
crew,
plays well,
and
I feel like
they'll
this
always
is
be there when you
gonna
travel.
hurt Mass
We'll be
Effect. I
traveling
really hope
together
that.
until we either find an
yeah.
artifact or this
It feels very
runs
Mass
dry.
Effect in that kind of side, yeah.
Each companion comes with their own valuable skills for your ships and outposts, as well as unique quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're
Okay.
looking for a little extra help on your ship,
Relax,
you
dude.
can
Okay.
always hire additional crew
Keep
at
down.
spaceports.
Got any room on your ship for someone like me?
You'll also meet potential crew members out in the world.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
Assign crew to your ship or outposts, and their unique skills will affect how they run. And just
Can they
like
run missions
companions,
for us?
most crew members can lend a hand in the
think so.
field. Take Bosco, for instance.
These designed around the core basics of a NASA machine.
Please avoid getting shot. You might die.
I still wanted to give it almost a humanoid personality, so I elongated the limbs. This tends to make him feel more human-like and give him a little personality.
It is a shame exploration requires so much bloodshed.
Using the shipbuilding tools and crew selection features in Starfield, you'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams. And now, let's take to the sky.
And let's go on a mission for all the viewers now.
So we can actually see the game, please. No, thanks for watching there.
Of your very own spaceship and telling you that you can do pretty much anything. And that is really cool for us as developers. Spaceflight should be exciting and dangerous. And you should feel like you're in complete control every step of the way. We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons. It's a complex
That's what it looks like to me.
Between your piloting skills and our power allocation system. Boosting power to your engines will make your ship faster.
It's a good
Powering
mechanic
up the
to have.
ground dries will
Are we
shorten the amount of
doing
time
the-
it takes before you can make a jump.
But I don't know.
Are we doing?
Do people play an
Power
RPG like
triangle?
this for ship combat?
No, but they want to like
And moving your power to your weapons
add
and
it in there.
shields means you're ready for a fight.
The power triangles.
You should always be on your toes
Yeah,
because you're not alone out there.
That's classic. They do that for Elite. It's been done since the 80s, literally. Kind of. The weapons it's weapons, shields, and engines is what it
of the
is.
ship you target. After destroying an enemy ship, you can loot the remains from your cockpit. You can always turn any ship that engages you into scrap.
Okay. But you can't EVA.
But you can also take a more personal approach by docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship.
I was gonna say, can you leave the ship? Oh my gosh, you can board their ship? Oh.
Shipboarding? No EVA, but shipboarding. I like it.
Once you've taken control of an enemy ship, it's yours. Add it to your fleet and save it at any spaceport.
Okay.
But space is way
Okay.
more than fighting
You
for
can just
your
call it
life.
anywhere.
Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure. Like these massive star yards.
Hijacked field.
Walk the halls, talk to the crew.
Very X
maybe get
inspired
talked
with
into
these star
buying
yards.
A whole new ship.
A civilian in my star yard. Let's see about getting you a proper ship, one worthy of you.
Maybe you'll dock with a gigantic battleship, like the UC Vigilance. Or rub elbows with the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars. There are plenty
They're
of
saying
personal
this, but it's
encounters to
like
be had
these
as
are like
well.
one-off ships.
You can hail any ship you come across to
There's-
trade, swap info, or maybe even commit an act of piracy.
Let's do this. When I'm playing, I generally go crazy. I definitely go like the more piracy routes. I want to take over ships. I'm going to board ships. I'm like, this is now mine. I steal all the sandwiches and put them, in my cargo hold that I have
Sandwich.
specifically for sandwiches. I don't want to play the hero, but I want to go out and just start taking things from people as quickly as possible.
Some strangers might be looking for a little human connection in the darkness of space.
Nice transition.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come
Grandma.
on over, just pop on by.
Some of the best moments are the ones you discover on your own. The thing I love most about Starfield is that it is a Bethesda game through and through. It's really about going to strange new places, meeting interesting people, and getting sidetracked on zany adventures. Then realizing 2 hours later that you're involved in a completely new story.
You're human.
They are good at that.
We were the only ones
Yeah.
to leave Earth.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests, and it feels so cool to play it and just make your own path in this universe. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit. We want you to feel like explorers, breaking ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy. We want you to feel hopeful. We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder.
Yeah, it's a single player.
Sometimes a little fear. We're giving you a massive playground and a ton of toys, and just setting you free.
As long as they developed it around the idea that side quests are more important than the main quest is just there as a thing to do, I'm okay with that. Because they have to build around that idea.
Well, we thought we'd just take a little break and show you something a little bit different. You know, we put so much detail into our game worlds, and we love the opportunity to bring that into the real world with our collector's editions. And for this game, we've done a watch.
We're talking about a special edition. It comes with a helmet, I swear to God. A watch.
This is the watch that you actually get in the game that acts as part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental information. It connects to your phone to give you notifications and other information. And we've also designed this really cool case that it comes with, Istvan.
Yeah, we really took as much care and designed this case as we did the watch. Our attention to detail in the game totally translates to this. Inspired by the cases that the astronauts used during the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. It's got an intricate locking mechanism, authentic, heavy, comes with a Constellation patch, NATO strap, and the overall functionality and believability of this as something that would exist in the world, in the Starfield universe.
Oh, and hey, take
it looks
this.
Pretty cool.
You'll find it very useful out there, and it
But I
even
won't be
tells
getting
the time.
We actually have something else. Now that we're part of Xbox, we get to work with the amazing people on the Xbox hardware team, and together we have created this custom limited edition Starfield controller.
that I will probably get.
It's now, you know, our favorite controller.
That looks
It's
good.
inspired by the actual controls of your spaceship.
Oh, that looks good.
We've created the first ever
So much
custom
product
headset with
placement.
Xbox, and this is a perfect pairing with that controller.
Yeah, these should have been a trailer, honestly.
Yeah.
Controller looks really good though.
Looks cool. I might pick it up, but because I need a new controller, so.
This is the trailer. This should be its own video. Oof, guys. Why am I looking at a watch and a headset when I should be looking at digital ships that I'm paying for? Come on. Come on, Bethesda.
Is that it? We have 20 minutes left.
In every one of our games, we always put so much care into all those little details that breathe life into our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy.
Get my Xbox controller
so why
spray
go
painted?
this big with Starfield? Because we want to give you freedom on a galactic level. The freedom to experience both the
Because we want to sell
exciting planets
DLCs.
and the quiet ones.
I imagine the DLC for a game like this could be really
before you
good.
land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
I think what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore. Our system builds a planet as the player approaches it. We stitch
So
together
they're doing a
terrain.
they're doing Star
After
Citizen
that,
style,
we have the
Stage
system
style.
that adds
Procedural generate and then
locations for the
hand
player
place
to explore,
points of
creatures
interest.
to encounter, ore and plants to pick up. It allows us to add that touch of environmental storytelling that Bethesda is known for.
Did you
Aggressive creatures have been disrupting our experiments.
You did not just
Their
call that an
habitat isn't far
LGBT
from here.
controller, right?
If you could take care of them for us, we would be in your debt.
No, I didn't.
So even if
You
you
did your chat?
were to visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
Here's your loading screen.
Yep. Loading screen. It's still the same engine. gameplay. It's actual gameplay.
And they cut.
Yes.
It's completely up to you how you want to interact with each planet. Whether you want to explore and see what you can find, harvest resources and be on your way, or simply take in the views. With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
No, I didn't match my tie to the Starfield colors.
Have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
I'm gonna play this game so many hours.
When we were concepting these creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment. We didn't want alien monsters. We wanted native wildlife. Something you've never seen before.
When it comes to our exteriors, when the sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the atmosphere. Our biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting and color to really make it feel more cinematic.
CIG is not alone in the idea of using the planets as a selling point.
Yeah, of course not.
Just like people walking around on planets. Ooh.
After some exploring, you can find a spot to set up a base camp. Outposts can be built almost anywhere on any planet. And the habitat modules come in all shapes and sizes, filling all different purposes. You can even live in them. Assign crew and companions to work at your outposts for added bonuses and set up extractors to harvest resources while you're away.
Something cool we have this time is
Drill, baby, drill.
fly cam, where you can toggle between on-foot building, or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really decorate and fine-tune things much easier.
Instant building, though? Yeah. It's just like we've seen before with Fallout. Fallout did the same thing.
They've been putting these tools together throughout the last couple of games, and now they're finally gonna
Add
really be
crafting
useful
and
in this
research
one.
stations in your outposts to utilize any resources you find or already have.
Crafting.
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes, larger magazines, a selection of grips and barrels, different ammunition like explosive rounds.
Immediately, people are going to be modding in like sci-fi weapons from all different franchises into this game.
You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
I think it's always a delicate balance between like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
With Starfield, we've completely overhauled our combat. It's more dynamic, the animations are more fluid. It just feels great.
We probably have more mods and more weapons in this game than I want to say any other game we've done before. There's a lot of variety.
Upgraded gear is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment. Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around. And for giving you an edge in combat. Sometimes you'll even feel like you're flying. Zero-gravity environments pose a different challenge. Firing a ballistic weapon in zero-G will actually push you
Hey, Johnny, you
backwards.
mind shutting the fuck up about your culture wars in chat, please?
Energy weapons, on the other
really
hand,
don't wanna hear
offer
it.
a more
Thank
stable
you.
shooting experience.
We also have mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic.
Yes, of course I'm going to stream the shit out of this party.
barrel has its
What are you
own
talking
targeting
about?
laser
I'm going to
that
be
can
making
dish
more
out some
videos for this game.
serious damage.
I already did.
Whether you want to get up
Robot
close and
dog.
personal with your own two fists, or you like more compact weapons like pistols and submachine guns, or maybe you
Combat
prefer
looks better than I
something
would have expected.
bigger. Starfield's got you covered.
That's a big, that's a tiny minigun. Cryo mines. Knife.
I just want to see a long segment of gameplay really badly.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see it here.
Maybe at the end. What the?
You've got the force.
What?
Thanks again for
Alien
being with
space
us today.
magic.
We
That
are
was
just
very
so
NASA
grateful
punk.
that you've taken the time
Yeah.
and spent it here. I know there was probably a lot to take in. There's a lot to the game, even more than we could show here. You know, as we play it, we're always sharing these unique.
Then
and
you
special
show the
moments
game!
that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really is the people here. This game is a reflection of the incredible and passionate team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it. So let's hear some of their favorite moments.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create some of the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises we've ever had in any of our games.
I love the creatures, the exploration, every
Screenshot
biome is
field.
different. The word that comes to mind is vast.
I like to use our photo mode to take rock star photos.
I just love that constant feel of discovery and wow, I can't believe that there's more here.
I'm most excited about our outpost building systems.
My favorite part is every
God, I hope
time
they
you
do a
step
good
out
job
on a
with that.
planet, it's a unique experience.
You spend all this time building your ship, and you see it on the landing pad. These things are gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
There's something about seeing a tower over in the distance and going, I know the gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
My favorite part is biomes, spaceships,
Audio design,
planets.
The day-night cycle, those details matter to me. Diplomacy, exploration,
Freedom.
the ending.
Beskap, obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we created.
Sniper rifles, come on.
Lever action, rocket launcher.
Brain sprout. I love, but some people might find creepy. I don't know. I know it's right, Ben.
The thing that I enjoy most about the game is the freedom to be who you want to be, do what you want to do. It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
On behalf of all of us, we can't wait for you to play Starfield and make your own special moments.
Let's go. Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about on this podcast.
Yeah. You want to do that and roll right into it after this?
Yeah, we'll go. We're gonna go offline, but then yeah, we'll go right into the podcast.
Let's talk a little bit before, like while people are live, we'll talk a little bit about it.
I'm excited for this. The features look really, really good. I just want to see them all come together now.
Starfield Shattered Space first story expansion. I hate that.
They already know?
hate that they're already doing a
But it makes sense, right? It's the stuff that they couldn't get into the game.
Yeah, but I mean, why don't you just
delay the game again?
Like, no, I mean, just why not just focus on that and then come back to that later? Because it's like, I don't know. It just feels like something that should have been in the game, but they're putting away. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think they probably want it to be out 10 to 15 months after the game does, so they have to start it early.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't come out like a month afterwards, I'd be pissed.
Yeah. I'm excited for that gameplay of Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
Star Wars games are really hit or miss.
Yeah. It's done by Massive, too, who's pretty well known. All right, I'm gonna pause it.
There was a trailer for Fable. It was pretty.
Yeah, it was CGI trailer.
Yeah. Okay. So, that
we'll
was.
Just do. Go ahead. We'll just do freeform for right now, and then we'll talk about it here in a moment.
Yeah. So that was Starfield. Folks, what did you think?
We want to hear your thoughts, chat.
Yeah. So. Like I said, I feel like the features are real. Like the feature set, the mechanics, they look pretty interesting, but they didn't show us any continuous gameplay, and we had like an hour show. That's a lot.
I'll agree with it. Like the problem is like all of those features look great, but we haven't seen those in a combination over a mission or over a location. We saw all of those together in one location as kind of like a comparison to the original trailer that they showed off, the gameplay trailer. I think it'd be a lot more okay. Like a vertical slice, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because it's very, because we've seen Bethesda screw up on integrations of some of their ideas into games before, you know?
Yeah.
Like the overall way that the story moved in, say, Fallout 4 didn't make a lot of sense. The story narrative didn't make a lot of sense, and it didn't work with the whole theme. Like we saw, everyone was hyped for Settlements, but then Settlements became such a boring drag over time.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was getting at with the shipbuilding. Like it all sounds incredibly fun, but I have looked at games and been like, that sounds amazing, and then it loses the nuance in like a week.
Yeah.
So
we don't know. For instance, a good example is the planets. Like they hyped up their planets so much. How much? Like, I'm worried that there will be 7 planets. 7 or 8 planets, and then they're just copy pasted, and then it becomes more repetitive and less personalized.
I kind of trust that they can at least get the planets done right. They talked about that last year, how they're doing them, and it is, like you said, it's almost exactly like Star Citizen. What they've done is they've done like height maps, and then they've done little tiles of these height maps, and then they just said mix and match these across the planet. And
yeah, but like, how many like fauna do you think they're gonna have? Do you think we're gonna have unique fauna over every single planet? That's not. I don't think that's gonna happen.
They're gonna No Man's Sky it.
I don't think it'll be No Man's Sky because they're definitely handcrafted fauna, but I think they're going to see a lot of copy pasted across the different planets.
Yeah, I see. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and same with like flora. Like I can see a lot of the same copy pasted flora in various biomes or designs that they create.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I saw Johnny in chat said no multiplayer, no buy. I do think that's going to be a sticking point for a lot of people, but to be honest, I think this is gonna be more exciting to more people than an online version would.
I think Tomato and I both said this. This is setting itself up to be the introductory level, the introductory game for the wider universe of space games like Elite and X and Star Citizen and No Man's Sky. Well, No Man's Sky is a little bit kind of like simple in comparison. This is a lot more accessible in AAA.
Like, and even games like Hard Space Shipbreaker, like people are going to go into this, they're going to blow up a ship, they're going to get the cargo, and they're going to be like, man, I really want to just like do this more and find other space games. That's really the most exciting part of this. We watched that games showcase, and we probably saw 4, maybe 5 sci-fi games.
5 sci-fi games,
maybe. It's not a popular genre, and it hasn't had a tentpole in a really long time. And if this is it, we could have a very good decade of space games after this.
Yeah,
because they've also got
especially if they prove that it
Wilds.
works. I mean, Skyrim and Fallout, or I say Skyrim, it's Elder Scrolls, but generally Skyrim inspired a lot of copies of that formula, and Fallout did the same.
Even Avowed,
like post-apocalyptics,
like 10 years later, is coming out looking like that.
So it could definitely cause more people to get interested and more money to be thrown at science fiction games, because I'm sure the developers out there that want to do that, they just don't have a lot of, the market isn't there for it. And so Starfield should be able to kind of bring in more interest into that space sci-fi genre.
Yeah. So. And guys, I hear your concerns. Like we said, we opened up with this saying, they didn't show a ton of continuous gameplay. Bethesda is known for some instability in their games. We're just, I don't know. I think the alarms will start blaring if we go a couple more months and don't see any continuous gameplay. But I imagine we'll have a new version of this every month until release. I hope so. I guess they put a lot into
in August. So Gamescom's coming back in August.
Probably
so
a launch trailer or a gameplay trailer or something.
Or even a demo that they can give hands on for attendees. So, because especially by August, they should have a final version or an almost final version they could show off, at least a vertical slice that they could show off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll see. To be honest, they showed us a full gameplay demo of Cyberpunk 2077, and that was, even then, was still misleading for the game. So they could have shown us a long uncut gameplay here, but even then, I think not until previews are coming out and reviews finally are hitting our YouTube channels, hopefully one by me, and then I think we'll know for sure. Up until then, we have to basically take their marketing word on it, and you know how risky that can be these days.
Yeah. I will say, and I'm going to plug myself, so I'm sorry about this, but I did a couple of videos on the lore of Starfield that we know so far in the background. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to be doing more as we go forward. I did what do we know about the universe of Starfield? Comes the lore. It's available on TheAstroPub, so check that out as well. And I'll be doing more in the future. But of course, stick around and check out for the podcast we're going to do here in a bit. So it'll probably be out on like Monday or something like that, right?
Yes. So we're going to go ahead and do a summary of everything we saw, kind of how does it compare to Star Citizen, who's going to like this game, what are our thoughts on it. We'll have that podcast out probably in like 15 hours. So keep an eye out for that on your podcast platforms or the second YouTube channel. But early impressions, like I really like what I'm seeing.
It feels solid. It feels like it's something that they meant to do instead of being like kind of it feels like it's well put together. It feels like they thought about how it worked together. They thought about how it congealed. And I will say this.
Drazen, can we get a link to the second YouTube channel?
The value of having a team that has been together for multiple releases. Because a lot of these people in this team are people who've been around with Bethesda since like Morrowind, like 20 years. So they know the engine, they know how each other works, and they know how to, they know what they want to make. So
and they've also been referencing Morrowind and Oblivion very specifically when talking about this game as opposed to Skyrim or Fallout 4. And I think that's maybe they're trying to appeal to a certain audience, but I think that's definitely saying something about the design of the game itself and how it works. Because those earlier games, while they weren't as like mainstream, they played Bethesda, quintessential Bethesda, and it was really good.
I think I'm good. I can sign out on my end, and thank you for joining with me here. For those of you who are on my channel, check out Space Tomato, youtube.com/Space Tomato, youtube.com/Space Tomato 2.
All right, guys, I'm going to do my outro as well. I hope you enjoyed this showing. I think this has got a lot of potential. I have been waiting a long time for a game like this. Like I said, before Star Citizen, this would have been the game of like probably the biggest game for me so far. So I'm excited for this. And we will have a lot more coming out about this in the near future. Like I said, I will be putting out the podcast. I'm going to do a video about it and more to come. I will also be streaming it when it comes out, so keep an eye out for that. Folks on Twitch, I'm going to send you on over to Red Monster SC. Good guy, awesome guy. Whoopsies. I hope you enjoy his stream. He's probably doing some salvaging and stuff. And I appreciate y'all being here for this. I hope you enjoyed. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts on the comments or on the podcast tomorrow. Either way, folks, thanks again for being here. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll catch y'all later.